I'm Chris Thanis. I'm a KMP developer. Tech support's coming up for that. I'm going to be doing a cold watch along with you guys with Steph, talking about how Mark Zuckerberg says AIs are going to replace developers. I mean, I don't know if it's ever going to be replacing developers. You still have to have somebody curating the AI, so there's going to be always going to be someone that's going to know the limitations, and that's the developer, right? He's going to know the limitations. He's gone down the. Let's see if I can cut that light back a little bit. He's gone down the rabbit hole and what these things are capable of, what they can do, what they can't do, what they can do efficiently, easily, what they can't do. And, trying to apply these things. And so, yeah, you can leverage them if you know how things work. If you already know how things work and you have context and you know what the project is going to expect, yes, the AI will allow you to leverage that ability into, and you won't have to have as many people. Yes, it will replace developers. Now, is that what they're going to talk about here? Because I haven't watched this yet, so I don't know. But let's see what they have to say. Because they are, you can leverage your existing skill set. Like I've been an Android developer for a long time. I just started iOS last year, and with the AI assist stuff, man, if you kind of know how things are put together, you've done a little bit of videos, tutorial, read the docs, skim the docs a little bit, see how things are kind of set up, and then just ask the AI to write something for you, and then maybe double check it if it doesn't work right. I mean, and I'm also I'm a KMP advocate, so most of the core of the application is going to be for me and written in Kotlin on the KMP side. So it's only the edge case stuff, and the AI is pretty good with that. Let's see what Steph has to say. Here we go.
Hey guys, how you doing? Uncle Steph here. So I saw a part of an interview. Somebody sent me a clip of everybody's favorite nerd, Zuckerberg from Meta.
I don't know. I don't know if he's written code in a long time. Let's keep
Facebook. So he's on Rogan and he's saying that by 2025, they think they're going to have an AI that's good enough to replace mid-level developers. So that's an interesting point of conversation.
Sort of, kind of. I mean, I guess I'd be considered senior because I've been around, but I don't even know if those things, because it's just how long have you been on that platform in that language doing that particular type of development work. So there's those kinds of verticals and all kinds of things. There's no general work in software development. So, okay, that's the first thing. So, and also you have to know the capabilities of the tools that the platform can do, what the limitations are, where the edges are, if you need to be aware of that stuff, or, so yeah, that's where that stuff comes in. So, if you know some of that stuff, you don't have to have as many. It depends on how big the project is. If you're just trying to get something, an MVP off the ground, I think you don't really, you don't have to have an iOS developer. You don't have to have a Linux Microsoft desktop developer. You can do KMP. You can find a loophole, right? Not really a loophole. It's designed for this. It's it's going to be, but the core of the application is going to be written in Kotlin with Compose, and then the edges of this stuff will have little things to support each one of the. For webs, you have to do a little bit of different stuff over here to make a video play, and for iOS, it's a little different, and for desktop, it's a little different. So it's you got to know the limitations of where those things are. I don't think that's going away. I would love to see just a KMP platform that does all that stuff for you, like a big library that handles all that junk. But we don't got that yet, so it's on the way, I'm sure.
So let's just jump into it. So I'll give you the bullet points, and then I'll go into my conversations because I know some people got to go play Call of Duty. So mid 2025 or 2025, Zuckerberg believes that the mid-level developers, well, at least they will have an AI that can do it. He says it's very expensive right now. I guess the CPU cycles, so they're gonna have to ramp it up, but it's coming. I noticed playing with GPT and Grok. I noticed that Grok is much faster. I think Elon's new AI supercomputers there is running pretty good. Anyway, so here's the irony. Back to AI replacing coders. The irony is that the type of development that these AI coders are going to replace at first are development in larger companies, larger organizations, because they have the economies of scale and so forth. They will roll out with medium to smaller companies afterwards. The irony, number one, the algorithm guys and the data structures guys, the two things I say don't waste your time on. I've been saying this for years. That type of developer is going to be replaced first because I can see AI being able to work
sure. That stuff. Yeah, for sure. Writing the, for all the little algorithmy things, but that stuff's mostly done inside libraries anyway. It was data structures. The benefit of learning about data structures and algorithms and all those little ways of things is just ways of thinking about how the machine can do things. And some things that people have discovered that are pretty darn useful in all kinds of different areas. That's it. Once you know what those things are named and how they were used, an idea of like where to look for them, what they're about, You don't have to memorize them anymore. And that's the thing that the AI is allowing us to let go of. Like, we don't have to memorize how to sort a Q sort. Now, understanding the first time and understanding, like maybe seeing how that thing operates. So when you see the source code again, you go, oh yeah, that's right. It does like that. That's exactly how I thought. Not regurgitate it from memory like I'm an autistic spurg. Like that's never been the point. And that's what he's talking about. Let's keep going.
Code much more easily. The next type of developer that will be replaced are the React people. The React people. Why? Because React is for large, medium-sized type of development companies. The people who are going to be safe for a while.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just this is a UI layer. Yeah, the AI is really good with that stuff. Yeah, but you got to know you got to know that how that code looks, how it operates. You know, does it actually can you change it? Can you modify it? Can you make it different for your particular use case? That's where a human comes in, because it's all about taste, context. Who is this for? What's our customer? Do they want to live on our app, or do they want to get in and get out?
Are the freelancers, the small business website developers, people working on older, the WordPress stuff, the Drupal stuff. There's some big Drupal nodes today. I'm recording this January 15th. The vast majority of work out there is going to be safe from total replacement from AI for foreseeable future because of the nature of the work. Again, when you are doing your typical freelance gig.
When he says nature of the work, I'm talking about context. Who's it for? Why are we doing this? What tools are we going to use? What tools do we have to use? Do we got to do that? Can we do something else? No, we have to do it that way. Okay, well, maybe the AI will definitely help with some legacy stuff. Yeah, for sure.
You're doing typical work for small business. You have to have a range of skill. You have to be a little bit more.
Even new stuff. It's good for that too. But you still got to know how it all works. You can't just say, computer, give me Facebook. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? It's like, okay, here's Facebook. Now what? Okay, well, give me 1,000 users. Okay, well, you want it from a bot farm or organically? Can you get your users? Now you're doing sales.
Or balanced. So if you had been listening to me for the last many years and you had gone into that kind of development, you'd be sipping your beer and your wine and feeling okay. So yeah,
maybe.
Why?
You never know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Everyone's got different skill sets, but he's the sales. He's doing sales. Just let him. I just want to point out he's doing sales.
Do I say that freelance is safe? Because freelance requires a range of skills. When you're freelancing, you got to know how to code. Well, not necessarily. It helps to know how to code, but you should know how to code. It's the web, of course, mostly web. So HTML.
I mean, you got to know how to code if you're going to be a freelance coder. Okay, what is it? Steph, what are you talking about, man?
CSS3, a little JavaScript, PHP.
I mean, that's useful to know the web. Yeah, the web is definitely useful to know. Definitely a thing you can get super involved with. The AI will definitely help out with lots of that stuff. The documentation's better. The Stack Overflows are crazier, but like you can still find stuff. But the Stack Overflows is scraped with the AI. So yeah, web is the way to go for the first one if you don't have a choice. Like, yeah, that's the way to go. But you know, KMP lets you do that. The web and the Android and the iOS and the desktop. If you just learn, that, go do that. But you're still gonna have to know the little edges, and that's where the AI really helps and shines with that stuff. Like, oh yeah, I know how to do that. I hook that up for you. Yeah, no problem. I'll be like, what are you? Which API? How is this even done on this platform? So it goes, oh no, I got you. You do this what you want to. As long as you know what you want to do on one platform, you can probably do it on the other. Figure it out. Then let the AI help you figure it out on the other ones. But you gotta learn one at least. And why don't you learn? I'm just saying. So I have no state jet brains. I don't have any. They're not paying me. I just really love their platform because it lets you leverage it like the AI tools allowing us to do.
You probably get into WordPress at some point. Maybe some Drupal. You have to have a range of skills.
You can just do GitHub pages. I don't know.
Know how to create domains, register, and get the hosting up and running. Choosing the right type of hosting. Being able to set up basic e-commerce for people. Knowing which type of do you use Stripe? Do you use PayPal? Do you go with some sort of smaller processor like a Moneris or something? These are all questions that the freelance developer will be able. No, not questions. These are all things that the freelance developer are going to have to do for clients.
Yeah, the AI is not going to tell you that. She's going to pick PayPal. Well, you're using Grok, so we always pick PayPal. Wait a minute, I don't want the PayPal. They said they needed it for. They're doing this other country over here, then they can't allow PayPal. Well, sorry, we all just do this PayPal. So that's where the developers are like override. Now we're doing single dingle.
Also being able to set up a social strategy, SEO. These are all extremely valuable skill sets, and AI is not going to replace that anytime soon. Well, AI will be able to speed up the process. But for example, when you go see a client, let's say you have a client who, I don't know, they're a plumber and they want to get more plumbing gigs. And they come to you and say, well, we want to put up a website, we want to get more plumbing gigs. What are they going to do? They're going to have to figure out a site, the style of the site, what functionality do they want to provide? Do they want to provide a booking
SaaS.
engine?
Let's talk about SaaS. So that's really most of the businesses they're going to need stuff like this. And there's still lots of businesses that aren't even online yet. They need to be converted or could be taken over with an online business in front, and they do the back end. Let's keep on.
For their plumbing business, so people can come in, book stuff. Are they going to set up their Google business profile? Are they going to set up a social media presence on Facebook or Instagram, perhaps?
Right. So he's doing the vertical of the SaaS stuff, but there's every single software thing out there's got something like this. It's like very for your particular customer, for this group of people that you found that you can deliver value with software. Who are they? What do they want? Well, they only want PayPal. It's like, really? Do they want, or do they want Dingle Dingle?
Do they understand SEO, not just in terms of their own website, but also in terms of their social media? You got to target. So if you're a plumber, for example, you don't care if somebody, if you live in New York City, if you're a New York City plumber, I don't think you care if somebody from China or the UK knows about your plumbing business, right? It's not relevant to you. So you have to be able to geographically target a perspective.
That's taste, context, location, your language, culture. There's so many factors in play that you have to hone down into that stuff and be aware of how the tool set works. Sort of like how a camera. There's all these different. I start getting in cameras again. And I just realized that there's a bunch of different ways people use cameras for all kinds of different purposes. And there's different cameras that work better for different things just out of the box. Like if you're going to be doing photography for birds, you're going to want the smaller sensor so you get the zoom on it, or doing sports stuff. And if you don't want to do that, you want to do something else like street photography, you have to get a wider angle view. And the smaller the package, the better. Like, what are you trying to do with it? Like, no, we're just going to do camera. It's like, okay, well, that's where all there's 1,000 different types of cameras, different lenses. But what are you trying to do? Not one thing's going to do the one thing. You could get one thing that does kind of everything, but it's going to be like not going to be honed into the thing that you want to do, the extra value that you're adding. Like, let's keep going.
Clients. At the end of the day, again, things I've been teaching for many years now are still 100% relevant. You still need to have your fundamentals. You still need to know what you are doing as a developer. That's why I teach the fundamentals. Again, I've said this before, and I've seen this before. I've seen it's more of a shift. Yes, certain types of development will go away. So, for example, back in the 90s, when the web became a thing, thick client VB6 Windows development disappeared. And all those jobs where people were deploying VB6 apps onto networks, those jobs all disappeared as well. This is just
something else. Okay, this tech stack has been constantly changing since I got into this. I started on PDP-11 with a little the paper tape comes out. I was doing like a little simulation of a lunar lander where it showed the numbers of how far you are off altitude, speed, thrust, fuel. Then we got a video screen. So we don't have to use paper up. And then there's like different variations of BASIC, none of them compatible with each other, and all these different platforms, different ways of doing the same goddamn thing, constantly like that. But the underlying structure, like how can people, what these machines are useful for, how people look at them, what can we do with them, that's kind of been this like growing thing. Like how we do it's been constantly changing. So yeah, the Commodore 64 basic programmer jobs, yeah, they were like, what are you talking about? Yes, all the platforms fail, but the underlying concept of engineering, trying to figure out what the problem is, and for your particular group of people that you're trying to solve it for, that is a lifelong thing that you'll never exhaust, and nobody can tell you how to do it because a lot of it's taste and go.
Shift. It's just a shift. Again, I say go generalist. Just cleaning my lens here.
All right.
Go generalist with your coding skills, your development skills, and you will be fine. You will be fine. So that's pretty much it.
I mean, if you learn the first 80, you have to go through one platform kind of deep because a lot of these things are crazy. A lot of it, like Android is kind of crazy. The web is kind of crazy. iOS, not as crazy. They're a little well thought out. But like some of these platforms, like, why do I got to do all this crazy stuff? It's like, well, there was a committee and there was security concerns and we kind of maybe overdid it a little.
I wouldn't be too concerned. I'd be concerned maybe if you're a mid-level engineer, you want to get a React job, You want to work for one of the fangs. I think they call them the Mag 7 now fangs, or
Yeah,
Facebook,
that's
Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google.
that Google working at Google Fang thing. I've covered this in other videos, but that's it's not what you think it is. Because when it first started out, yes, amazing place, smart people, but that stuff is not there anymore. That's just a regular corporation like every other corporation, and they're all the politics and all. It's just not fun, man. So most people are watching this channel this far. They're probably interested in the adventure-driven development stuff, which I can go look. I have a playlist for that, but let's keep going.
They will be replacing certain jobs, but as Zuckerberg said, it's a very expensive proposition to have all this code written. I would say going forward, if you are an enterprise level developer, just start embracing web technology, AI technology, start embracing AI technology. Make sure that you understand how to best implement that in what you do. This is going to be very important to you. And if maybe you want to,
It's a lot of it's toys right now. A lot of it's just not really ready for prime time and kind of messes up a lot. And the customer service stuff is actually quite good. It's actually pretty good with that. But even then, it screws up or it doesn't understand. The human would easily understand. Chatted with even some of the basics of like, do they ship? So I live in Mexico right now. So I asked them, do they ship it to Mexico? Like, do they take care of the tariffs? Do you like can you do different kind of packaging so it could go through customs quicker? I don't know what I'm talking about. It's like, okay,
go freelance, or maybe you want to start your own SaaS business. Trust me, there's going to be years and years and years of work of just working on legacy apps. In fact, I just got a email from a company, and they support specifically legacy Java apps, Java Swing, even applets. They have a business supporting like 20-year-old technology, 25-year-old technology, which is amazing to me. So they have a whole business based on that. And AI is not going to go in there and replace any of that. All those WordPress sites, all those Joomla sites, all those.
Well, it'll be help for people to go in there, update it, change it, modify stuff. Once you know how that stuff put together. Yeah, AI is going to help a developer with that. But they're not going to put that stuff together. Because come on now, yeah. Until we have the next leap of technology, which may be the KMP platform for all we know, because it's just like they've kind of thought it through, and that kind of seems like what they want to do because it is the core. You know, the edge stuff is these like little plug-in, basically deployment target.
Drupal sites, they are being replaced by AI. There's so much out there. So, but learning,
doing all different capabilities and things, people like handling customer service or customer outreach or doing sales funnely type stuff. Yeah, this stuff is legit. It's good for that kind of stuff. But eventually, you need to have a human there, and for the AI to know when maybe I need to get a talk. I need to just talk to my boss.
AI, understand what it can do, what it can't do for you. Don't get caught up in the fear cycle of an AI is going to replace everything. But just keep expanding your skills.
Well, it's going to leverage certain things, which allows other people to not have to be there to do it. But there will be a level like at some point you kind of do want someone that specializes in those things. But in the beginning, maybe you don't. Maybe you get away with it. But it is a lot of work just for one person. It would be nice to have another person doing some of this stuff. But like if till it gets till you find a way to monetize it, find your niche, find your target market. Till someone's paying money for it, don't. Like, what's the point? Why spend $100,000 when you can figure out in $5,000, $2,000, or 20 hours a week for 6 months or something? You know,
skill set. And watch this channel. I will give you more and more business tips because I'm one of the. I think I'm one of the few YouTuber influencer or coder guys out there who actually who has brought multiple products to market and has seen the changes since the 90s and I've navigated. So,
well, I've seen it since the 70s. Ooh, who cares? What does that even matter? What does that have anything to do with it? Yes, we've seen a bunch of crap. We're still stuck around. We're dumb enough to stick around or come back. I took a break. I took a 10-year break. I was like, no, I got to take a break from this. After I sold my company, I did some yoga and all kinds of. That's why I'm goofy, and I'm still interested in doing this stuff because there was a time period there I just was, first of all, burned out from doing a startup and selling it and all the other things that went with it. And I want to like fix my body and like get my head back together straight, sort of. And that's why I came back to software development. I'm like, okay, this could be interesting. And with the AI stuff, it's made it really interesting. How it leverages your skill set. If you're already like a mid-level developer on one platform, it definitely lets you leverage your skill set.
The AI is just yet another evolution in the whole thing, shifting of what we do as developers. Again,
it's the hype wave. I'm gladly seeing the hype wave starting to calm the hell down, And Nvidia, like once that gets to the Nvidia stock, I mean, we may have to see a crash in the economy, but they'll just start a war and we'll be fine. All right, let's keep going.
Back in the day, developers used to do, for example, in the early 90s, as I said, thick client apps with VB6, right? Or
I mean, React is kind of a thick client app. The web is a kind of a thick client app. What does that even mean? Thick client app. I mean, all apps, all Android and iOS apps are thick client app. React is kind of a thick client app. Okay, let's keep going.
everything was delivered on CD-ROM. There's a whole business of development.
Oh yeah, I delivered a lot. I sold a lot of CDs. I sold a ton of CDs. Holy crap, man! I sold a lot of CDs. Yeah, that was my favorite. People love them. People love them. There's like the cracking of the plastic and unwrapping it. People love that stuff. I swear to God.
Based on developing apps for CD-ROMs and DVDs, right? So you get your app. And
Never did the DVD. I didn't go that far. I was just
driving.
CDs. I cut off after I was like, I sold my company after that. So, but I was looking for digital distribution at that point, but it was still super primitive at that point.
Play a game or an educational game. Kevin O'Leary, that famous guy from Canada, that's how he made his money initially, by delivering software on CDs and DVDs. That business is now, it's gone. It's totally gone. Even I built apps for big pharma, specifically for delivery on DVD. And who did I? It was either Merck or Avantis. I forget who it was. Anyway, I worked for both as a contractor. So whatever, that job, that type of development is gone. Boo! So a new type of development.
You're still delivering content for a company or a business or some enterprise for a market that they see value more than they're paying you in getting technology applied in the form of a computer, or website, or app that they can give to a community of people who will give them money more than they're. This is business. Yes, if we could still, I'm sure there's people out there still sell CDs. There's still a business there. You might even be even more secure by mailing your CD. Once you crack the thing open, it's like, there's your CD. I don't know.
Development, a whole bunch of new stuff replaced it. So I was never concerned. You just got to rock and roll with the times. I hope you found this useful. I'm Uncle Steph. I mentor people in the ways of software development.
All right, let him do his commercial. Yeah, this is my words, my thoughts. And AI is not going to take our jobs unless, but it'll leverage people. But the days of like having, the FANG companies thing, I think that's over for a while. Yeah, but not this making a SaaS for some segment, some niche you found. That's definitely a thing. All right, give me a like and subscribe. I'll talk to you later.